Hi everybody, welcome to my first video after being back from Japan. In Japan, I decided I was just going to buy a skateboard to avoid some of the hassle of traveling with a skateboard, and I also wanted to support the skate scene in Japan by buying something there. So when I got back, I decided I wanted to do some testing of my setups that I have now because I have my older setup that I've been on for a while on the Ricky board. Had already set up the Mowgli board with dragon wheels, and now I've got the primitive that I bought in Japan. And so I just wanted to see if a different setup with a different deck and different wheels would behave differently. And just so we're clear, the only difference is in the decks and the wheels. The trucks are all the same. I just ride Independence all the time. And the grip tape is the same. All of them have mob. And bearings, I don't know if that's really a factor. The ones that I got from Japan are different bearings, but I don't know if that one's really going to matter. And like I said before, I've got the Ricky board from Braille, and I've got the Mowgli board also from Braille, and I wanted to see if maybe they have a subtly different shape. Maybe the concave is different, but they do have a little bit of a different feel to them. And then there's the primitive, which actually feels much more like the Ricky board, just under my feet and from initial tries at things like kickflips and heel flips. And so that's the boards. The wheels on the Ricky board, those are Bones 54s. On the Mowgli board, I've got Dragon 52s. It's the first time I've tried to skate 52s at all, and it's that new Powell Peralta Dragon formula. And then on the primitive board, I went back to 54s while I was in Japan, and they're Spitfires, and they're just a tiny bit softer. They're 99A. And for my testing, I wanted to go through all 7 basics. I've been doing that a lot lately. I wanted to go through Ollie, both 180s, both Shuvits, and the kickflip and heel flip on every board. I wanted to see if I could get 2 of every trick on every board. It was quite an endeavor. After I got halfway through and making sure that I landed everything at least twice, I realized how tired I was getting and how hard this was actually going to be. It was kind of a more difficult test than I anticipated because it was a lot of tries. And initially, I didn't really see a lot of difference. When I did the ollies, they all felt relatively the same. I guess an ollie is mostly an ollie. And then I went through the 180s, both directions on all the boards, and I think those were generally the same. But what I was noticing right away was there is a big difference in the feel on the dragon wheels. Like many people have said that have reviewed dragon wheels, they're much softer feeling, even though they're not really a softer wheel because they still can slide. I notice it on backside 180s. I still get a little bit of a skirt when I do a backside 180, even on the dragon wheels. They don't grab in any weird way. And so on this first day of really trying to use the dragon wheels and spend some time on them, there was definitely an adjustment. Just because there was a different feel, I think maybe that was something that was kind of playing with my head. And that's part of what this test is all about, is the difference between all these setups in my head, or is there actually a physical difference? And so, like I said before, I was getting pretty tired doing this test, so I thought the next time I go skate, I was at the skate park, and I was going to do the kickflip portion of the test here because I had to just do it on a different day so I would have some energy. And the flip tricks is where I'm noticing a difference the most. And again, I haven't figured out if it's in my head or if there is a physical difference. Kickflips are going well on the Mowgli board from right there, but they weren't going well on the primitive board, but they had gone well before. And earlier in the garage when I did heel flips, I couldn't get a heel flip on the Mowgli board for some reason, and I thought maybe there's a difference in the concave, but it also has different wheels, so I have no idea what might be causing that, and it might just be me physically and mentally that's making any sort of difference. And so since I was at the skate park, I decided I would wrap up the tests with some regular manuals across the mani-pads, see how that feels. And that went really well on most of them. Again, I might have been in my own head because for some reason, some of the manuals didn't go as well on some of the boards and some of them went fine. I think it was just that I was overthinking it and trying too much. So in the future, I have an idea to see if there is another physical component to this. I think I'm going to change my setups, especially when I move to a new board, because the Ricky board is getting closer to the end of its life. And so if we get to that point, I'll kind of redo the setups and maybe do this test again and see if I notice a difference. But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.